Hello, Philippe. How are you doing? We're gonna do some tier listing for this year. There are some games I've omitted and some games that I've included. I guess we'll explain that as we go. But yeah, I think I don't remember exactly how many games it was. 49. So we got a few to go through. Also gonna be some repeats from like other tier lists. But I guess I'll talk about that as well as we make our way through this. Yeah, anyways. I can start. If Age of Empires first. And I've played Age of Empires like way, way long ago, but I didn't really remember anything about it. Playing it this year has been fun, even though it's been just a few occasions. It's really, really hard, really confusing. I'm gonna put a V just because I'm bad at Age of Empires, and it sort of hurts my brain. So it's very unfair because I know it's a really good game, but because of skill issue or user error, I'm gonna get a B. Oh, Atomfall. Now, Atomfall was a game I started playing when it first came out because it was on Game Pass back in like, I don't know, January, February. I hadn't really heard too much about it, but it was Fallout-ish and UK. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. Yeah, the setting is very cool. It's very immersive. With the voice acting and the landscapes, the story's quite interesting. I think one of its strong suits is the combat and the fact that ammo is so scarce. It sort of has this sort of like Metro 2033. In that regard, even more scarce than Metro. But the gunplay is a lot of fun. I will say that like the missions and this sort of like directions you take and the impact on the decisions you make aren't as impactful as I would like them to be. It was fairly linear, but I did really enjoy the experience. It was a fairly short playthrough. I think it was like 5 streams. Yeah, I think I'll put it as my first A. Yeah, pretty cool game. I mean, I probably would rate it lower if I had to pay for it, but since it was on Game Pass, I didn't really feel that impact, you know. We have Balatro. I know Balatro came out 2024, but I didn't pick it up because I was swamped with other games. But it has been especially recently, one of the games I've played the most. Especially well off stream. We racked up 250 hours this year. And yeah, I never thought I would be like hooked on a sort of a card game, roguelite or whatever you call it. Probably one of the most addicting games I've played in a while. And I wonder if it's gonna lead to me going down that rabbit hole a bit further. We have Battlefield 6. So I only played Battlefield 6 during the playtest. I think it was a week or a weekend. And it was cool. I think, Battlefield is always fun. I don't think they changed enough about the game to make me rate it too highly. Or like some things that they improved, like for example, you can drag the body and whatnot. Yo, what up, Vivi? Merry Christmas. How you doing? But yeah, I haven't seen too much evolution in the Battlefield games in the recent years. It was good, but it didn't really stand out to me. And so I didn't, buy it afterwards. Ooh, Banishers. This is a game I'm playing right now. This one I'm kind of torn about. I think I said it the other day. Banishers would be great as like a Netflix series, or a movie or something. I do think its main struggle is, or in my opinion, it's just traveling everywhere, back and forth, and the checkpoints don't really help you out too much. And so like navigating yourself across the world, and the combat gets a bit like repetitive. But I feel like it makes up for it just by like the missions and the story and the dialogue, and just it's a very unique like IP and concept. And I'm very excited to see how it like plays out in the end. Yeah, I think both these games I would put in like A- potentially. I think if they really like made the fast travel better, perhaps like squish the world together a bit more, it would be like A+, maybe even S tier. Blueprints is also a game I need to play more, but it's also a really cool concept. I'm not the greatest puzzle master, but I do love the fact that it's very it's quite inconsequential if you like fail or make the wrong decision, and you're always progressing as you play. I think the art style is fantastic. I think the concept of building your own sort of world as you play through it is really cool. If I'm putting it here that I'm saying it's A-, I'll say that Banishers and Blueprints are A. I do think I lean more towards this sort of RPG sort of genre more, just mechanically. But I do think Blueprints was fantastic. Right, is fantastic so far. I only have a couple of hours in it. Borderlands 4. We've been playing with Ferb and KevK. And I didn't have high hopes. Quick caveat, I did get gifted this game by Ferb, so like there's that. Thank you again, Ferb. And I haven't played Borderlands 3 even though I owned it, or I've played multiplayer, but I haven't played through it. So I don't know, I'm not so like attached to the story. But playing this game co-op has been a lot of fun. The gunplay is super satisfying. The NPCs are very goofy. I mean, just playing it together, it may be like not the game's fault, but like playing with Kevin for being so much fun, that it really like elevates it to like a higher level than the other games. Feliz Navidad. Another game I play with Ferb. Bum Revenge. It's an indie game about being homeless and beating people up and scavenging bottles and scraps and pieces. It's pretty crude, but it was fun playing with Ferb. We played it very briefly, but yeah, it's I don't know. It was like $5 or something. It wasn't the most insane game on the planet, but it had some funny moments. Ooh, Black Ops 7. Where does one place you? I feel like Team Deathmatch was a lot of fun. I didn't really play any of the other modes. I've seen the campaign being very lackluster. But Team Deathmatch was actually a lot of fun. But again, same thing that Battlefield suffers from is like it's basically the same game as the previous, 2 or 3. So there's not much to say about it. Cat goes fishing. Where do I even put this? It's I don't know, it feels just like I'm playing a Flash game on Newgrounds. Oh, sorry. I'm putting my mute button. Yeah, not much to say. I mean, it's like a chill game, but nothing too crazy exciting. But, it's, I think it was Dave Franco who got me into trying it, so shout out to him. Ooh, Dr. Brain. Action Reaction, I think it's called. Or Reaction Action. And this was a game I played back in like 2002 or something on our PC. My brother and I. Real throwback game. Where would I put this? It is a fun game. It's somewhat repetitive to some degree. And I think I finished it in like 3 hours or something, but a very fun concept. It's a lot of like puzzles, and I did need to like look up some guides for certain parts, but still a lot of fun playing it. I don't know. It's an old game. It's from the 90s, I think. But yeah, it was fun going back and revisiting my childhood. Elden Ring Night Rain. Where do I place this? It's sort of hard to like decide if I'm basing this off of like how much fun I had or the quality of the game. Because it's sort of like, I have to ask myself, like, what would I rather play now, Night Rain or Banishers? It's probably like Banishers, to be honest, because I'm interested in the story. The problem with like Night Rain that I have is like you don't really do any damage, but I don't know if that's just because I play co-op all the time. But you're so weak, and you're always like on the move, so you can't really like enjoy the moment necessarily. I do think it becomes a little bit repetitive in like the steps you take to get through the days. It's still a great game. Like it's a really cool concept, and I'm glad that they're FromSoft is branching out into different styles of or different genres rather. Yeah. Oh shit. And this is the part where, like I said, I've included some games and omitted some. Oblivion, I'm well aware I've played it thousands of hours before. However, I did think I've never ranked it on a tier list for obvious reasons, but the remaster, when the remaster came out, was probably one of the happiest times of my life. Because I never thought they would bring back my baby boy. And I think they really executed well. Oh shit. So computer freezing. It's overloading. I guess we'll find out. I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Yeah, I think my browser's probably frozen for a second. Yeah, I think it was awesome that they brought back the game, and oh, I have to reach down below. That's why. Hello. The graphic improvements were mind blowing. The fact that they added voice actors for different characters really was super refreshing. The armor, the weapons looked so much better. The magic. So I'm really excited. I hope they do it for Morrowind as well. Yeah, really cool that they brought back Oblivion and they executed it in such a great way. We have Final Sentence. This game, it was a really cool concept. I think I would enjoy it a lot more if I was a better typist. What is that emote? Oh, okay. Matsumoto. Contender to the glorified card game. Yeah, I think I'm being very biased here because Oblivion obviously didn't come out, or I didn't play for the first time this year. Plus, this is a remaster, but yeah, I still have it, so I don't know how many hours I've put into it, but if we say I've played the original Oblivion, let's say 3,000 hours. We have clocked. You can do the math for this. 4.4 days. What is that? $105 hours. And we're still going. We still haven't finished. Still have it installed. Yeah, fantastic game. GameStonk Simulator. I don't know if this game is out yet. This was a playtest. It's been cool because I was invited to like 3 or 4 playtests this past year. So I'm like, oh, I made it. That's been cool, like trying out games and giving feedback to the producers. However, I do feel like this game is very much a copy of other games of similar value. And in my review, I said the same thing. I'm like, this reminds me of this from this game and this game, because I've played quite a few simulators. It's pretty cool. Yeah. No, it's very like humbling, as opposed to like getting offers to do like sponsored games, but it's like shitty mobile games that nobody wants to play or see. So I did have fun playing this game, but like it was so similar to, for example, uh, Internet Cafe Simulator. Um, it was like a gas station simulator or whatever. So I didn't really find it groundbreaking. I feel like they were just trying to ride the wave. Grounded too. Played with Amiro, his wife Claudia, and Unreminded. This was a really cool game, but the optimization was left a bit to be desired. It was pretty hitchy, especially playing like, I mean, Claudia and Amiro are in Egypt, Unreminded in California, and me here in Sweden. The servers were kind of screaming. I didn't play the first Grounded, but I do feel like I understood a lot. Like, this game felt independent in its own. It was really cool. You could ride around on mounts and whatnot, craft your own gear. It was very like Ark-esque, building your own bases and whatnot. Yeah, it was a fun time. I'm not a huge fan of giant bugs in my face, especially not spiders. So that sort of dips it down a little bit, but it was a lot of fun playing with friends and exploring a new game. It's very like Ark-esque. Ooh, Avowed. So Avowed was probably one of the first games I played this year. Mainly because it was on Game Pass as well. And it was really interesting. It felt like Dishonored meets like D&D. Just put the Nier games in D tier. I know you just hate them. Hey man, you don't know me. How you doing, Dave? Yeah, I think Avowed has some really cool combat, especially for magic. I think the dialogue was a lot of fun. The IP was interesting enough. Also, like Grounded, it had some optimization issues. I'm honestly gonna put it pretty high up here. I really enjoyed it. Yeah, the combat especially, but also like the characters in the game, and also the character development of the people in your party. Excuse me. It's true, I don't know you. Stranger on the internet. Vibing. Wishing I had some more stuff to drink around the house. Might ask for my friend I could drink their sake. My dad treated me to some whiskey. He gave me one glass, where he was talking during dinner. He had been gifted some Estonian whiskey from a work acquaintance of his, and we tried it. We both had a glass, and I'm like, oh my god, it's so good. It's like a really intense flavor, and then but there's no like it's very soft. It doesn't like punish you, and it doesn't have like that punch. And so I'm like looking it up on my phone. He's like, "Oh, you're looking it up?" And I'm like sitting on my phone, like, Dad." And he looks over. He's like, "What?" And I show him it's 300 euros per bottle. So 300 something bucks. And my dad is like, "Wait, I've been sipping on this, thinking I was saving my other whiskey that was 90 bucks." He didn't know at all. But yeah, it's apparently really expensive. And I'm like, and both of us looked at each other. It's like we took very small sips. Like, yeah, I understand. We both like sipped on it for like an hour. We're like, we're gonna draw this one out. Drank my first whiskey after my whiskey incident since 6 years ago on New Year's. Whiskey incident. Japanese whiskey. Oof. They got some good whiskey. Hang Time. Let's go. Hang Time was a fun game. Where would I place it? It is a bit rudimentary. I also think the final stage of first whatever season arc is bullshit. I've yet to beat it, but then again, I haven't played too much. But let me find the clip for context. Okay. Yeah, cool, fun mechanics, great music, and also I just love volleyball. Yeah, I can't really put it higher, to be honest. I only played it for a few hours. Ooh, here's another like. So, putting Oblivion on here is also like controversial. Lies of P. This is a DLC, to be fair. But it was really, really good. Also, like, unexpected how they went back in time and how they placed that in the middle of the game, or like late middle. Mr. Grinch. If you don't rank Megablock at S, I'm deleting your channel. I mean, you may as well get it over with. How you doing, Brent? Merry Christmas. Jump scare of me, drunk as heck, where my hair was just how I used to comb it. I see. No ads. It's offensive. Damn. I mean, that's still better than my situation. Can't drink whiskey anymore because the smell actually makes me sick. I understand that. Oh shit. Speaking of Oblivion. I mean, if you want to see in like an old classic. This is a way to end the stream. Anyways. Where were we? No ads. I already told you it's offensive. Recovery was the best part, yeah. Black Ops 7 on B tier. Do you hate it or do you like it? Yeah, Lies of P, I thought was fantastic. I know it's a DLC, so a little controversial putting it on here, but I felt it like it was its own sort of game. difficulty really spiked. Spiked to the point where the regular game became really easy once you got out of the DLC, but you hate it. Well, do you hate it because you think it should be like lower? Or I don't know. Just playing Team Deathmatch with Ichi has been fun. I know the campaign has been. This music's stressing me out. Team Deathmatch was a lot of fun. I've heard the campaign is like complete ass, but anyways. Ooh, Heroes of Might and Magic, the Olden Era. This was, I don't know if it was a demo or a playtest. Very much like Heroes of Might and Magic 3, an old classic that me and my brothers played a lot growing up. And I think they added like a lot of cool new concepts. But I'm not a huge fan of the visual changes, the design, because they made it sort of look like a I don't know, like a mobile game, or very generic. It's very like Warcraft 3 meets, you know, one of those TikTok mobile games you find. It's a crazy list for some of you just made up. Little Fighters 2. This came out on Steam in June. This is a game I played a shit ton of with one of my brothers. We used to like edit the sprites as we you can change like how the characters look in Paint, and you can change their abilities and like go into the files and change their damage values and the abilities. And coming back to it was fun. It was a nice little like nostalgia trip, but not like, you understand it's dated because I mean it's like maybe 25 years old. I don't remember how old this game is. It was a little bit of fun, but I got bored fairly quickly again. Oh, Mega Bonk. Oh no, my finger slipped. Oh no. Oh no. Oh. Oh no. Oh no no. Oh no. No no no. I'm only kidding. Where would I put Mega Bonk? I haven't played too much. I would have to get back into it. 4.6 hours. I think the design is really cool. It does stress me out a little bit. Don't know. Remove this man. Honestly, I'm kind of down to putting it on a B, the top of B tier. I don't know. I'm torn. I'm trying to like relive my previous experience. F tier streamers I've watched this year. It's just an empty list, but just me at the bottom. I mean, Mega Bonk was still more interesting than Atomfall, I think. It was so funny how like, was it Mega Bonk was nominated for Indie Game of the Year, and then the guy who made the game, or whoever, was like, no, I've made other games, I just changed my alias. Also watched another couple of people. Well, I thought more for the message. Ooh, Shadow of War. Wait, where's Shadow? Okay, Shadow of Mordor is over here. Let's do Shadow of Mordor first. Because Shadow of Mordor was a lot of... Like, we did this in like a couple of weeks. We did both of these games. Where would I place this? Like, I had played Shadow of Mordor before, so it might seem a little sketch ranking it. That was like many, many years ago. It was a lot of fun. S tier would just be a bunch of big booby YouTube girls and nothing, and then you. Hey man, at least I'm on the list with some of the greats. And I feel like Shadow of War just like improved. I mean, I think I'll do it like that, to be honest. Mainly because Shadow of Mordor I played before, so it does sort of affect. Still great though. I think Shadow of Mordor ended better than Shadow of War. Shadow of War had a really weird ending. But just like all the things you could do in Shadow of War were so good. Yeah, both games do get a little bit repetitive, especially with like, oh, destroy 3 monuments everywhere you go. Do this every time you do this, and yeah, like capturing citadels and whatnot was a lot of fun. Also, like some of the characters in the cutscenes were just fantastic. I loved what's his name, the orc that helps you out. I was gonna say Grey Rat, but that's the guy from Dark Souls 3. Ratbag, that was his name. Some great comedy. They also introduced the big Olog guy in Shadow of War. It had some fantastic lines. MLP Rivals. It was like one time in a stream with Fur we played. It was a lot of fun though. Where would I place this? For a game that's completely free, I think. It was a lot of fun. Especially because I won. You know. Yeah, I don't know. Just a baseball game, basically. Nothing more to say about it. Oh, fuck. We have arrived. Thanks for everyone watching. Have a good day, good morning, good night. Good afternoon. We should probably switch those around. Nier Replicant. Quite the love-hate relationship with these. Actually, we'll start with Automata. For a reason that will soon reveal itself. I really want to love this game. I do. I was like annoyed by a lot of things. The combat gets really repetitive. The enemies have 1,000,000 HP. The characters are very, you know, hypocritical and unlikable for the most part. The quick travel mechanic keeps on getting like cucked every 30 minutes. Sometimes you lose your entire setup and you have to rebuild all your chipset. It may be a masterpiece to some people, not me. I can't. I was so angry playing this game. It did have a really cool ending. Um, but yeah, so much lack of quality of life. I don't know if that makes sense. And just fighting the same robots over and over again, and no matter how much you improve your character, you get weaker and weaker, and the enemies get stronger and stronger. But I understand if it's an L take. Now, Nier Republicans, I think, did a better job with characters, better job with having dynamic environments, and had a better job of progressing the story without using the same location over and over again. Also has more memorable characters, in my opinion, and characters having character development. Music was fantastic. I think so many of the side quests were just like really well made. Because they had so many like twists and turns, and the quest givers usually had like an actual personality. It wasn't the same sort of voice and whatnot. Oh, also this game has Grimoire Vice. It does do a worse job than Automata in terms of quick travel and saving, especially. I also think Automata did it better in terms of if you want to do different endings, you don't have to go back to the same fucking place halfway through the game. You actually just, we play like 10 minutes of the game. But I'm going to put Nier there. If the saving and quick travel was better, I think I could give Replicant an A. But it's quite telling in terms of like the way they chose difficulty in this game. That like you do less damage or the enemies have more health, and I had to like immediately turn down the difficulty to even like be asked to play anymore, because it was such a time sink just fighting one enemy. But yeah. Passant. This, I haven't played too much of this. This is the chess roguelike. Roguelites, I don't know the difference. It was pretty cool. Very confusing though. I do have to dip some more time into it. But we'll put it there for its unique nature, to be honest. Peak, I am not a fan of. I don't know if I'm like subconsciously afraid of heights or if it's just the stamina / health bar being so impactful, and it's like you're constantly losing. You're constantly losing health, and you're gaining hunger, and every time you put something in your pack, it increases, or like it impedes on like everything you need. I don't know. I'm not a fan. WPKater. Not a fan of this game, which sucks because a lot of people like to play it, and like it's fun for the company, but I don't enjoy it for the game itself. Real Bull 3D. Bear and I played this a few times. No, like later, the late streams. It was a lot of fun playing with him. I can't put it ahead of Nier though. I'll put it there. It's just pool, but it was still more fun, especially playing this Bear and I. Being somewhat intoxicated. Ooh, rematch. Where do we place rematch though?
No, I've played a lot of Rematch. I think it's awesome that they're releasing new football content that isn't FIFA. We had that game a few years ago. How you doing, Nietzsche, by the way? We had a few years ago that game called Pro Soccer, I think. And not PES. Pro Soccer Online, that's the one. Which was a really cool concept. It was sort of like third person, first person football. I do find it really, really good. Especially with friends. Where would I place it? I mean, how many hours do I have? 189 hours. Came out in August. I think I would put it. Probably here, to be honest. And I'm like, I'm sad that I'm probably one of the few people in our community that enjoy this game, but but yeah, I don't know. Especially when you sort of get good at the game, you can really like fuck with other people and control the game. It was a month there. I lost you and Claudia, and I'm able to it. Yeah, peak D is insane. Make your own damn list, motherfucker. Oh, repo should be F2. Oh yeah, it's true. I don't play enough like you. Repo. Repo was fun for a while, but it got old pretty quick, for me at least. It just feels like you're doing a chore after a while. It's fun to play with friends, though. Yeah, somewhere in the middle of the bunch. NB. Sort of like Phasma. It's like, after a while, I'm just picking shit up. I may as well clean my room. Maybe you suck at it. It's possible. Ooh, now we're getting to the real juicy. Resident Evil. I picked this up for Halloween. I've always been sort of skeptic about Resident Evil look, because my experience is watching people play the originals and the camera angles are just so fucked. Combat looks really stiff. Maybe I don't want to get good at it because it sucks. It's a fair point. Well, that's also why like Age of Empires is in B tier when it like very possibly could be S tier. This one I'm out of bias because I'm bad at like RTSs. I placed in B tier. But it's like I'm basing it off my enjoyment and my experience. How did you not see that? But Resident Evil, the remake, probably the biggest surprise I've had this year, or one of them. Incredible, like wall to wall. One of the most sickest games I've played this year. Has just like a perfect balance of sort of like story, like combat, exploration. The mechanics are really satisfying. The enemies are have a good variety. The sort of like the setting and the tone, the music is fantastic. So I was really surprised I would enjoy it as much as I did. As I just picked it up to play for Halloween. We still have to continue it, but incredible game so far. I love that they added a parry mechanic, which was apparently new to the remake. 1v1 me right now in AoE 2 for its S spot. So if I win, it's an S spot, right? Schedule 1. What a shout. Schedule 1 was so much fun. Where would I place this? Honestly? It was such a surprise. I thought this game would be like, play it for like 1-2 hours and then get bored. But dude, we were sitting there for hours and hours and hours just going ham on that game. Really fun concept. And really like well executed multiplayer. And it really like invites creativity and recklessness and I don't know, just having fun. Sifu. No, I've placed Sifu before. Let's see. I think it was 2023. 24. 22. 22. So in 22, I placed Sifu at a B. But I've come to redeem myself. Because I think... What do I think? When I first ranked it, I'd only played like the first 2 levels, I think. 2 or 3. But this time around... I like this time I like understand what it's about. The whole sort of mechanic and the grind and learning the movesets and leveling your character correctly. I am a little torn here. I think I'm gonna put an S tier. Honestly. Really cool game. And it's also, I feel like an additional appreciation for it because it's Slow Clap, which are also the people who made Rematch. Just recognizing the same like art style is really cool. Yeah, like really going deep into the mechanics of the game and trying to like bias. I mean, this is my list of all of it's bias. Delving into the mechanics and grinding the bosses and trying to like perfect the levels is really cool. Frustrating at times, but I totally see its value and how it challenges the player, and it's also like how it, depending on which age you are, how it switches the strengths of your character. So even if you die a lot, you do get some like bonuses for being a bit older. Your character gets stronger, but less agile, for example. A very interesting concept, and it's also one that we're trying to wrap up right now. Because right now we're trying to wrap up Banishers, and then Sifu, and then Resident Evil. Sniper Elite 3, this was recent. Herb was generous enough to gift this one. Where would I place this? I have played Sniper Elite before. I've played 4, I think. I'd have to double check. Oh, but 4 is on another Steam account. But yeah, a lot of fun. I have played other Sniper Elites though, so I'll put it there because it's a great game, but it's nothing groundbreaking. It is kind of cool that they put the setting in I think it's North Africa. Whereas Sniper Elite 4, I don't remember exactly where it starts. Yeah, Sniper Elite games have always been solid. Spike Air. This was a really cool volleyball game. We have Hang Time as well here. I think Spike Air is a better game, in my opinion. Mainly because you have more than 2 players on your team. It sort of taps into what volleyball tactics are a bit more. Honestly, I'll put it there. Oh no, my mute buttons. Yeah, just fun mechanics. It has like different like divisions, and like the first division is quite manageable, but once you do well enough to go to the next division, it gets so much harder. You have to like really level your characters at the same time, like maintain a balance of economy to make sure your players are being paid and you can like provide merch for the fans and whatnot. It's very like intuitive, or not intuitive, thorough in some degree. Still there. This was like a puzzle game. I think the concept and the sort of theme tone were really cool. You're basically a lighthouse in space, communicating with other people and doing readings and sending them back to Earth. It's also a puzzle game that is way out of my league. This might also be like a skill issue kind of thing. Some really fucking tricky like puzzles, and you have to like do things in the right order. You have to read a bunch of instructions that don't really make sense. They sort of just like throw the book at you and say like, good luck. Conceptually it was really cool though, but yeah, I just had to like keep on looking up guides, and I'm like, at this point, am I the one playing here? Okay, we have some more games. I am just going to use the bathroom real quick, if you don't mind. I'll be right back. I'm back. I mind. Alright, we have Devil and Me. Another game I was playing with for... It's a Dark Pictures anthology series. Not one of the greatest ones so far. And it does have some funny moments in it. I don't even know how to like describe it. The dialogue was pretty goofy. Yeah, I don't... Honestly, not their greatest game for sure. I don't know. I don't have too much to say about this. Oh, Kazan. One of the earlier games of this year. Which Major gifted after as I was playing the demo, saying I thought it was sick. I love the art style in this game. The combat was really smooth, really satisfying. I do feel like some of the, like it was really strong in the first third, and then in the middle it sort of wavered, and then in the end it finished really strong. They did repeat some bosses, and the NPCs were kind of bland. But the fact that the combat, the style, and everything was so good, I'm willing to put it up here. Feels right. Yeah. Very cool game. The Devils too. Very Balatro-esque game. This was just a demo, but I played it for I don't know how many hours. Basically, you're basically a person who bet their soul and lost, and now you're sort of making your way to the devil to win it back in games of poker. Yeah, I really like the design. I don't know if the design is AI or whatever. It's oh, it was a demo, so I don't have it. See if I can find it. The character designs were really something interesting. Yeah, very interesting game. I'm looking forward to its actual release. I'll put it somewhere here. Mainly because it wasn't as unique as some of these other games. Oh my lord, we have arrived. Now, I don't think this is gonna be much of a surprise. F. What the hell? Probably one of the greatest games I've played in the past 10 years. If not longer. Build a better game. I really had my doubts about playing a turn-based game. I'm glad like after the game awards, so many people are like going back and trying the game out. And yeah, like seeing so many people stream it and being like, "Oh my god, incredible!" I saw a clip recently of, I think Shroud apologized, or like said he was like, oh, these people were right about this game after completely like trashing it a few months ago. Only 4 hours of gameplay for me. That's crazy. Incredible characters, incredible world building and mystery and combat and enemy variety, voice acting, music, cinematography. I mean, it has everything. Just a joy to play. And apparently you just have to be 8 years old to play it. Yeah, no. A masterpiece, surely. But then we have headliners. The one and only. This was a fun game. You run around and record your friends dying. Sort of like content warning. But I feel like it was a bit more action based. A bit more high paced, and I enjoyed it. Definitely. Outer Worlds 2. I really enjoyed Outer Worlds 2. I don't know if I, like from a story standpoint, if I liked it more than the first game. I think it had some, they were quite different in sort of the angle they're going for. Because in the first game, you sort of are fighting this faction, this government, while in the second game, you're fighting sort of a cataclysm or cataclysmic event. I think the NPCs were better in the first game, but it still was a great game. Where would I place this? Definitely clears Avowed. Trying to think back. Music was also really good. I feel like I haven't played enough Borderlands 2 to have it challenge Outer Worlds. Yeah, that feels about right. The Quarry. Also a game I was playing with Ferb and KevK. And I think 1 point Teddy and Mrazi. Probably some of the like worst dialogue I've ever seen. We can probably remove this. I mean, it's the game just feels like a joke. And I think I've ranked this game before. 23 maybe. 24. 24. We gave it a C in 24. It's not gonna get away this time. Because I think we only played it for like an hour or two then. But yeah, like the more you play this game, the less you like the characters and the plot. The animations are awkward. I don't know. There's not much to say about it. It's only fun because of the company you have along the way. Trick Shot Simulator It's like fun for a moment, but then you're sitting there doing the same thing over and over again. Also, probably not too interesting to watch. Yeah, not much to say. Valor Mortis. Now, this was a playtest I did a few months ago, I think, which was really cool. I have added this to my wish list. I'm excited to play it at some point. We place it. Really, really cool mechanics. Really cool setting. And I really look forward to what they're gonna produce as a final product. The combat mechanics are sort of like Dishonored, but you can like parry, you can use certain magic. You can also like sort of change the properties of your abilities and your heals and whatnot, which is really cool. Let's do fishing first. This was a fun game with friends. I don't think I would be playing it solo though. Playing with friends and competing about who gets the bigger fish was quite fun. Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers. So this is like most boring 5 hours of your stream. Oh yeah, you were there. Well, it's your own prerogative if you wish to watch. I was really happily surprised with Wu-Chang. I think just like with Wukong, I love the Chinese cultural involvement, or like the stylization, the music, the mythology, and you get paid to mod. Wait, you do? Who's paying you? Great combat mechanics. Some really cool bosses. Also, like the skill tree, the ability tree was really, really well made. Honestly, I think it might just outdo Shadow War. One of the best non-From Software Souls games I've played. In my opinion. Now, do we have to do any readjustments here? I feel like Sifu can... Nah. Just because I've listed Sifu before, I'm not going to put it in front of Balatro, because Balatro was the first time I played it this year. Dude, so many like A ranking games. I think I'm okay with this. This is the hardest part. These A tier games. It's really hard to like pick them apart. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with the S tier though. Gets sort of messy around here. Man. Let's share it on Facebook. I can probably disable that. Can I download the image, please? Trying to save this image, but it doesn't want me to. Hey, what up, Rexy? How you doing? Excuse me. All right. Do we have it now? Oh, that little line is annoying me. Merry Christmas, Rexy. Do you celebrate Christmas on the 24th as well? Celebrate on the 7th of January? How come? 25th for me already? Oh yeah, that's true. Three Wise Men. I'm not very familiar with the Bible, I'm going to be honest. Oh, I see. Okay. I don't know what Sweden is. Maybe Protestant? I don't know. Are we Lutheran? Sweden is historically Lutheran. Okay. But is now highly secular. Yeah, that checks out. But then, like, after that, it's Islam and Buddhism as our third largest religion. Interesting. All right. Let's see which we shall play. Sweatistan. I mean, 10% of our population is from immigration. So it's not that much of a surprise. Ichi, when do you celebrate in Belgium? Or do you do Sinterklaas? Yes, Sinterklaas is more Dutch. Tomorrow. Oh. I don't want to brag, but I got some boxers for Christmas, so I'm already way ahead of you guys. What are their names? One of them is Bone, and one of them is Q. The music just stop? No idea. Could do some more banishers. Yo, what up, Ellie? Marco English. How you doing? Nice sweater. Thank you. This sweater is turning 15 years old this month. I'm doing good. We were just doing a tier list, basically. Of all the games I played this year. Or at least the newer games I played this year. 1 second. Sorry, I'm back. My dad delivered some Lagavulin. Smiley whiskey. Smiley whiskey. Yum yum. Sorry about the peak, by the way, Allie. Alright, what should we play? Did you miss what was on the screen? Dude, why do these songs end and then there's like 45 seconds left of just silence? No, I was talking about. I put peak down here. I was ranking all the games that I played this year, or rather, the new games. It's a lot of bangers. Mats did not like peak. Just made me stressed and uncomfortable, to be honest. It was fun for the company, not so much the gameplay.